The last thing you want to think of after proudly painting your house is,
did I just poison my entire family?
Unfortunately, that's a question that many fellas in the 1800s had to ask themselves. Also why they had the audacity to paint their walls green. But not just any green, Scheele's green. Invented in 1775 by one world-renowned Swedish chemist, Karl Wilhelm Scheele. That's Scheele, like the tank. This guy had a huge amount of discoveries under his big smelly belt, including various elements like barium, tungsten, chlorine, and even oxygen. During one of his daily routines of faffing about with various dangerous chemicals, he managed to accidentally create the new pigment.
Damn, that's green as fuck.
Karl spent the next few years perfecting the synthesis and formally published the recipe in 1778, though he warned of some potential health issues down the line should it be mass-produced. You see, this shade of green was made from acidic copper arsenite. Arsenite? That sounds like arsenic. Yes it does, 'cause it is. Although very toxic, it was believed at the time that only those who directly ingested this stuff would be susceptible to its side effects. And you wouldn't slam down a big bucket of tasty green goop, would you? No. After inventing the shade of green, Scheele unfortunately turned a shade of blue as he passed on from this world in 1786 at the age of 43, luckily before seeing the consequences of his creation. With the recipe now published, manufacturers were looking to turn that green into gold. And by the early 1800s, Scheele's green was used as a colorant in a wide variety of products, including dyes, paints, books, wallpapers, dresses, and of course, children's toys. Yeah, everyone wanted their own bit of green. Hell, even Queen Victoria herself had her own green wallpaper to admire. With such substantial demand, factories pushed their workers hard to meet that quota. And this is when the health risks became apparent. Factory fellows working with the arsenical dye reported various sores and symptoms related to arsenic poisoning, though they were largely dismissed or silenced. In the late 1850s, medical reports began circulating highlighting reports of arsenic poisoning from wallpaper. Now, homes back in the day didn't have the sophisticated climate control we have now, especially when it comes to humidity. So a common problem with wallpaper was that it would get all moist and moldy. When this happened, the wallpaper would let off a toxic arsine gas, which slowly poisoned the homeowners. The paper was also susceptible to flaking, with bits of green getting snorted into your airways and into your lungs, and that's no good either. While toxic, arsenic also has the bonus property of being carcinogenic. Gives you cancer. It's estimated that thousands of people were either dead or dying from arsenic poisoning across the early and mid-1800s. People got sick, but knowledge surrounding arsenic poisoning itself was not clearly defined, so doctors often misdiagnosed the ailments, attributing them to something entirely different. Hi, well there's a problem, boyo. You've been fingering too many leprechauns. Aye, so true. But the nail in the chromatic coffin came in 1861 with 19-year-old Matilda Schurer. She was a flower maker. With the boom of industry on everyone's doorstep and their surroundings getting grayer, browner, and sadder, people yearned for the reminders of the brilliant colors of nature, mainly flowers. So naturally, this opened up the market for artificial flowers. An element of the false bouquets were leaves. What color are leaves? No, come on, tell me, what color? Green, that's right. Scheele's green dyes were dustified and applied to fabric leaves to give them that vibrancy. Well, just like the flaking wallpaper, that dust nestled itself in workers' internals, causing crippling illness. Matilda reportedly had oozing sores across her skin where she handled the dust, with the whites of her eyes turning green and even violently vomiting bright green liquid. She sadly died on November 20th, 1861. With all these green symptoms, doctors could no longer ignore the reality. Scheele's green was deadly. Word spread and consumers dropped their green goods. Dresses were dumped, wallpapers were ripped from their walls. By the 1870s, manufacturers were forced to use less vibrant but arsenic-free greens in their products. It's not easy being green.